The schedule just got released for the NFL regular season, and you don't know what games to watch. Well, good news, we got some recommendations for you.
We've been excited about these guys in the regular season. How are you going to show the rest of the league that you are for real? And this is one of those games.
In case you aren't fired up enough already, let us help out by offering you the biggest must-watch game of every week for the 2022 NFL season. Week 1, Buffalo Bills at Los Angeles Rams. What an opening kickoff game this will be. Both teams feature some of the game's most potent offenses and prolific defenses. Von Miller returns to the stadium where he claimed his second Lombardi trophy, albeit this time wearing a Bills jersey. He, along with Tre'Davious White and Khair Elam, will be tasked with stopping the likes of Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Allen Robinson. And on the other side of the ball, let's not forget about that Jalen Ramsey versus Stephon Diggs matchup. Week 2, Los Angeles Chargers at Kansas City Chiefs. The first 3 Justin Herbert versus Patrick Mahomes showdowns all came down to the wire. So why should we expect anything different here? The Chargers brought in J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack on defense, hoping they can be the final piece in shutting down all those explosive offenses in the AFC. But Mahomes and Andy Reid will have something to say about that. Week 3, Green Bay Packers at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Very good chance that this is the last Aaron Rodgers-Tom Brady matchup. A-Rod doesn't need to be reminded of the rude awakenings he got from Tampa's front 7 on 2 separate occasions in 2020, including the heartbreaking NFC title game loss at Lambeau Field. Green Bay added a ton of reinforcements on defense this offseason. Is it enough to slow down Brady and company? Does Rodgers finally solve the Todd Bowles puzzle? There are so many intriguing storylines in this matchup. Week 4, Kansas City Chiefs at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. NBC will have the honors of broadcasting Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady Part 6, and it'll take place at Raymond James Stadium, the same venue where the Bucs blew out KC in Super Bowl 55. Does Mahomes even score and move to 3-3 all this time versus the GOAT, or does Brady clinch a winning record against the man who's expected to take his place as the face of the NFL one day? Stay tuned. Week 5, Cincinnati Bengals at Baltimore Ravens. Another marquee game for NBC. They'll get Joe Burrow versus Lamar Jackson in what promises to be a thrilling showdown between the 2 AFC North rivals. Can the Ravens' revamped secondary, which now includes Marcus Williams and Kyle Hamilton, slow down Cincy's offensive machine? This ought to be a thrilling chess match between 2 very well-coached teams. If you can't wait until Sunday night, though, you've also got the Cowboys versus the Rams in the late afternoon window. That's one you won't want to miss either. Week 6, Buffalo Bills at Kansas City Chiefs. Sorry if you're already tired of seeing all these Bills and Chiefs games on here, but, well, get used to it. Their epic 2021 divisional round game basically forced the NFL to change its playoff overtime rules. That's all you really need to know about this highly anticipated Week 6 battle. Mahomes versus Allen is probably the closest we'll get to the next Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning rivalry. So enjoy every single chapter you can while it's still a thing. Week 7, Indianapolis Colts at Tennessee Titans. Imagine telling us 4 years ago that Matt Ryan and Ryan Tannehill would be going head-to-head twice a year for the AFC South crown, no less. Life sure comes at you fast, alright. This early afternoon contest could decide the winner of the division. Can Matty Ice and the rebuilt Colts offense dethrone the back-to-back division champs? Will Derrick Henry run all over this defense yet again? Frank Reich versus Matt Vrabel is always quite the chess game. And a nod to the Chiefs 49ers late afternoon game as well, or what we like to call the Joe Montana Bowl. Week 8, Green Bay Packers at Buffalo Bills. Last time the Packers and Bills faced off, well, Josh Allen wasn't an established superstar, but now he is, and he gets the opportunity to take down the 4-time league MVP in front of a rocking crowd on Sunday night. It's not just about Rodgers versus Allen, though. Both teams added plenty of weaponry to their already potent defensive units. How will Rodgers fare against Tre'Davious White and Von Miller? Can Jair Alexander and Rasul Douglas lock down Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, and Dawson Knox? This is gonna be a lot of fun, and both teams figure to be contending for the top seeds in their respective conferences. If Green Bay versus Buffalo doesn't excite you enough for whatever reason, how about one more chapter of the Ravens versus Tom Brady rivalry, as Lamar Jackson's team visits Tampa on Thursday Night Football. Week 9, Los Angeles Rams at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sean McVay's Rams are 3-0 against Brady since the latter joined the Bucs. That, of course, includes the Rams' thrilling last-second victory at Raymond James Stadium in last year's divisional round en route to a Super Bowl championship. For a little over a month, that stood as Brady's final NFL game, before he ultimately unretired. So now we get another battle between these two offensive juggernauts. And trust me, we are not complaining. Even if this game doesn't live up to the lofty expectations, there's also the Titans-Chiefs Sunday night tilt and the Ravens versus the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football. Week 10, Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers. Mike McCarthy returns to Lambeau Field for the first time since being fired by the Packers late in the 2018 season. No wonder ticket prices are going through the roof for this game. The Cowboys and Packers are two historic franchises with major national followings. They have an iconic NFL rivalry that stretches way back to the late 60s, so it's understandable why this matchup is always must-watch TV. This will be their first meeting since the 2019 season, and who knows, the contest could determine home field advantage for a potential playoff showdown come January. If this isn't the game of the week, how about the Rams versus the Cardinals, or even the Chargers versus 49ers showdown on Sunday Night Football? Week 11, San Francisco 49ers at Arizona Cardinals. The 49ers will visit the Redbirds on Monday Night Football in Week 11, and who knows? This game could go a long way in determining the playoff picture in the NFC. The postseason implications are only half the story though, as both teams also feature two exciting dual-threat quarterbacks under center. And if that doesn't tickle your fancy, perhaps you'll enjoy round 2 of the Chiefs vs. Chargers at SoFi Stadium, or the Titans-Packers Thursday night clash, or the Rams' first game in New Orleans since the NOLA no call. Week 12, Los Angeles Rams at Kansas City Chiefs. The Rams beat KC 54-51 in what was quite literally the greatest regular season game of all time on Monday night back in Week 11 of the 2018 season. Well, 4 long years later, and we finally get the rematch. The Rams will have Matt Stafford this time around, and KC's defense shouldn't be as awful as it was during their last meeting. Don't expect over 100 combined points again, but this will be a doozy nonetheless. Bengals versus Titans and Buccaneers versus Browns in the early slate on Sunday should also be fun little previews ahead of that epic late afternoon tilt. Week 13, Chiefs at Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow is 2-0 all-time against Patrick Mahomes. That, of course, includes the 2021 AFC Championship victory in overtime at Arrowhead, in what turned out to be Tyreek Hill's final game with Kansas City. There's a very good chance that this game determines playoff seeding for the AFC. Mahomes versus Burrow will be tremendous theater for years to come, and Part 3 will not disappoint. And honorable mentions for this week go out to Bills at Patriots on Thursday Night Football and Saints versus Bucks on Monday night. Week 14, Miami Dolphins at Los Angeles Chargers. Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins are tired of hearing about how they should have taken Justin Herbert instead in 2020. Well, here's one of Tua's opportunities to show the world that Miami made the right call. Tua, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Mike Gesicki versus Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Austin Eckler should equal plenty of fireworks. This game is going to be a dandy, and it could very well help decide the playoff fates of both teams. And while we're on Week 14, don't miss Tom Brady's return to San Francisco, where he'll take on his childhood team. And KC versus Denver on Sunday night should also be quite entertaining. Week 15, Cincinnati Bengals at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This was the toughest week for us to choose. But ultimately, what's going to be more exciting in Week 15 than the first and likely only Joe Burrow versus Tom Brady showdown? This game features 5 all-world receivers in T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin. Oh, and the Bengals' new guard, Alex Kappa, makes his return to the stadium where he claimed his first Super Bowl ring as a member of the Bucs. If this game fails to live up to the hype, the Rams return to Green Bay, or Bill Belichick's Pats versus Josh McDaniels' Las Vegas Raiders at the Death Star should help make up for it. Week 16, Philadelphia Eagles at Dallas Cowboys. We can hear the groans of non-Eagles and Cowboys fans who get tired of the showdown getting so much hype. But let's be real here. This game likely determines the NFC East Division winner. Jalen Hurts couldn't keep pace with Dak Prescott last year, but newcomer A.J. Brown may help change that. The Eagles also have run-stopping machine Jordan Davis to slow down Dallas's prolific rushing game. With James Bradbury now in the fold, you can bet that he and Darius Slay will have a fun time matching up against CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. Oh, and let's not overlook the trio of Christmas Day games either, which features Packers at Dolphins, Broncos at Rams, and Bucs at Cardinals. Merry Christmas indeed, football fans. Week 17, Buffalo Bills at Cincinnati Bengals. We are oh so close to seeing these teams meet in the AFC title game last season. Ah well, Monday Night Football in Week 17 will have to do. Allen and Burrow are two of the top young superstar quarterbacks in the NFL right now. You know their respective teams will be in title contention for many years to come. Could this be a potential 2022 AFC Championship preview? And how about a shout out to the All-LA Bowl as the Chargers host the Rams on Sunday Night Football. Dallas at Tennessee on Thursday night and San Fran versus Vegas in the late afternoon slot should also be some great entertainment. Week 18, New England Patriots at Buffalo Bills. There are like a half dozen games scheduled for Week 18 that look like they could be winner-go-home tilts for both clubs. But Bills versus Pats stands out among them all. If the Bills haven't locked up the AFC East by then, perhaps this showdown with the rival Pats will determine who gets top spot. Or perhaps one of these teams will be playing for home field advantage while the other is simply playing for their playoff lives. Well, only time will tell. Cleveland versus Pittsburgh, Arizona versus San Fran, Chargers versus Denver, Baltimore versus Cincinnati, and KC versus Vegas all figure to carry significant playoff implications as well. Needless to say, we cannot wait for the season to kick off. But which regular season game are you most excited to watch in 2022? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.